Let me get this straight. You blew up a building.
2 CIs and the CEO of 22andU.
2 competing federal agencies with the same mission.
I don't understand why those Fed a-holes are so darn mean.
To protect the public from the scourge of dangerous misinformation.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
The word entrapment, not even in their vocabulary.
The explosives we provided were fake.
Sworn to a duty to always tell the truth.
We have no indication at this time that this was a deliberate act.
We're all being transferred.
To where?
The only place currently with openings. Alaska.
Good morning.
Welcome to the office, huh?
And we got the retro feel. You know, the funny about federal buildings, they're all different, but they're still somehow all the same.
Oh, good morning, Agent Walker. At the coffee station. We actually drew straws before he got here, and I won, so we get to work together.
Let's get started. Let's see if we can't stir something up.
Let's give it a minute. I like to warm up my truth muscles, a little coffee beforehand.
Well, what do you want to do first?
What do we have for a surveillance van?
Oh, wow. I got a Ford Explorer. We don't have a surveillance van.
Do you put many cases here?
Cases?
Yeah, cases. We're the tip of the spear when it comes to protecting American democracy.
You really believe this? You really believe that people posting crap online is going to cause our country to crumble?
I think the work that we do is important.
We don't have a surveillance van.
Me and some people got one. We've never needed one.
We need a surveillance van. We need a big case or a CI who can lead us to a big case.
What do you need the van for?
Surveillance.
CIs, or confidential informants, are the lifeblood of any good law enforcement agency. Public posts on social media are one of the best ways to find CIs. Agents would never use coercion or take things out of context to try and persuade someone to become a confidential informant.
New Taylor Swift single is absolute fire. I'm just seeing a lot of incendiary and violent language here.
Agents always need to be on their toes and ready to make snap decisions.
Is there anything I can do for you guys?
Actually, David, there is something you can do for us.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
What?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. McDonald's cheeseburger.
Burger King.
Burger King cheeseburger.
Flame broiled.
And chicken nuggets.
Oh, baby, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be your beaver pilot. Said, honey, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be.
Awesome, right?
Is this a loner?
This thing's totally legit.
What is this? It's got windows!
All right. We are live here in Anchorage, Alaska. And I got to get all my stuff together here. I don't know why that's not going away. Going away. There you go. Hello, welcome. We got our courtroom scene still here. I gotta find a new backdrop. I need a new backdrop. You know, the courtroom is good when when we got the case going on, but we're done with the case. So, and got the little fuzzies going on. Fuzzies! Is the light still on? Something's going on here. Hang on a second. Yeah, well, it is what it is. You know, you can't have everything. All right. We are rocking and rolling. So, yeah, I got to find a new backdrop. I don't know what it is. We'll see. I'll find something. Hello, you. I will find something to Bacadropus. Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I got the fuzzies going on. I got the hair all crazy. Yeah, who knows? It's all good. Oh, I got you know how it is. You try, you do what you can. I'll move that over a little bit. Zoom in a couple of points and save. All right. So yeah, we are still having fallout from the verdicts, which is very interesting. So I have got the statement. I think we'll start out with this was earlier this weekend, and I didn't charge my headphones, so I'm wired. So I gotta hang on 1 second. I gotta grab one thing. I seriously rushed home today and not have a lot of time to do prep work, and so I left all my stuff over in my bag. Oh, you're seeing me getting ready. All right, okay, headphones back on, and like I said, my headphones ended up not charged today, so I put them on, turned them on to put them on, and they were dead. I'm like, really? Headphones are dead? That's no good. So yeah, so we're recovering. We're good though. All right, so let's look at some of the statements. So Mr. Hank Brennan came out with a very odd statement, not very professional statement. And we got it right here. It was a written statement. He did not do an interview or anything. So let's take a look at this. So this is the statement you get from Hank Brennan, the prosecutor. I am disappointed in the verdict and the fact that we could not achieve justice for John O'Keefe and his family. District Attorney Michael Morrissey appointed me, giving me full discretion to independently assess the case and follow the evidence no matter where it led. After an independent and thorough review of all the evidence, I concluded that the evidence led to only one person and only one person. What? Neither the closed federal investigation nor my independent review led me to identify any possible suspect or person responsible for the death of John O'Keefe. Campaign of intimidation and abuse that has been waged, funded, and promoted in public and on social media is the antithesis of justice. If this type of conduct becomes commonplace, it will threaten the integrity of our judicial system. This is an insane statement. I'm just going to stop there. I wasn't going to stop. I was going to read it all. This statement is absolutely insane. This is the rantings of a madman. We cannot condone witness abuse causing participants to worry for their own safety or that of their families. It is my hope that with the verdict, the witnesses and their families will be left alone. The harassment of these innocent victims and family members is deplorable and should never happen again in a case in the Commonwealth. My heartfelt condolences to the O'Keefe family and faith that over the coming years they will find peace and closure. That is an insane statement. Is basically, I'm disappointed in the jury. It's all Turtle Boy's fault. And if Turtle Boy hadn't abused my witnesses and intimidated my witnesses, I would have got a verdict. But because of that, I don't even know what he's trying to say. This is so stupid. Now, oh God, yeah. Sore loser to the 10th degree. I mean, just, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so Alan Jackson. Hey, Patty. Yep. Man, that is so freaking crazy. All right. Thought Vader was having a freak out there. He was just trying to get comfortable, put his head on the pad. Like, is he having a seizure? Nope. No, he's not. Here's his name, though. Look at that. Yeah, it's my buddy. 15-year-old buddy. We've been around. We've been hanging out for a long time. So, Hank puts out this statement. Now, Alan Jackson has followed up Hank's statement. This is a lesson on how to completely annihilate someone. What Alan Jackson's response statement to this is how you completely you take a ninja sword and go crazy on them. So, Alan Jackson's statement. The jury has spoken, but Special Prosecutor Hank Brennan, in an egregious breach of prosecutorial ethics, has tried to publicly shame and discredit the very jury. That very jury. For him to attempt to supplant his personal views for that of the jury is a desperate attempt to save face in the wake of a unanimous rejection of the prosecution's case. Rules of professional conduct are clear. But prosecutors should support the legitimacy of the justice system and promote public confidence in its operations. Remember, if this type of conduct becomes commonplace, it will threaten the integrity of our judicial system, affecting both victims and criminally accused. So, Hank is saying that this verdict was so bad for him that it's going to unsettled the judicial system of the United States because he didn't get the verdict he thought he was entitled to. That is an insane amount of cope. Oh my good grief. Oh my good grief. All right, back to Alan. And I'm trying to remember to share. I've done it so far. Prosecutors should support the legitimacy of the justice system, promote public confidence in its operations. Openly attacking a jury's verdict because he disagrees with it undermines that centuries-old edict. Mr. Brennan claims that his investigation was thorough. If that were true, the Commonwealth would have uncovered what we, the defense, uncovered. Hidden exculpatory evidence, lies and perjury by the Commonwealth's own witnesses, cops covering for other cops, a biased and corrupt lead investigator with personal ties to the witnesses, and inculpatory and suspicious conduct by a myriad of witnesses. The only job of an ethical prosecutor is to seek the truth in a just and fair manner. The Commonwealth fell widely short of that responsibility. Theirs was not an effort to find justice for John O'Keefe. Rather, it was a personal vendetta against Karen Reed by DA Michael Morrissey and his hand-picked prosecutors, and it cost the people of Norfolk County millions. Fact is, Karen Reed is factually innocent. This case never should have gone to trial in the first place. This case is a stark reminder that there has been a complete breakdown in what is supposed to be our justice system. Those in power are more interested in protecting themselves than the citizens that they are sworn to protect. This is all true. The Commonwealth's defamatory public comments ring hollow to the very constituents they are supposed to serve. it is now crystal clear that disgraced DA Michael Morrissey has no interest in actually seeking justice for John O'Keefe. By identifying and prosecuting the real killer or killers, the Commonwealth would rather simply condemn the jury and its fair and lawful verdict. We are thankful for the jury's commitment to truth and that they found their way to a just verdict. But make no mistake, if DA Michael Morrissey had his way, the truth would never have come out in this case. It would have been lost somewhere in private and deleted conversations that we would never seen the light of day. Corruption like this doesn't happen in isolation. How many innocent people have been railroaded because of the failures in our judicial system? We as citizens must demand more from our institutions. This is a holy crap. He freaking unloaded. This is how you tear apart. This is how you tear something apart. And it's all true. I mean, if it wasn't for the, imagine for a moment if we didn't have anything at all from the federal government. If the federal government investigation hadn't have happened, what would we have? A whole lot less of the truth. Hank Brennan did not want the ARCA witnesses to even be allowed to testify. He said that because he didn't have their underlying evidence or their underlying raw data from the tests that they originally did, then their whole thing should have been excluded, right? So he wanted to exclude everything ARCA. He wanted to exclude last time's test, this time's test. He wanted ARCA to not even be a part of this case. He didn't want, he fought all of the phone record stuff to come in. He fought the Life 360 data to come in. There is so much more evidence that the defense has that wasn't allowed to be used that it's crazy. It's just crazy. All right, so Michael Easterly is an interesting fella. He was on the witness list for the defense. He was not allowed to testify. He was a member of the FBI while the FBI was investigating this case. And thank you, Patty, for sharing this. I have not been able to watch this. This is like a 2+ hour interview, and I'm really going to watch it. I just got done watching I've watched all of the Unetti and Bob Alessi interviews. They've done interviews with Runkle, and they did interviews with Lawyer, and they've done interviews with Melanie Little. So if you haven't seen those, go watch them because they're brilliant. I'm not going to go through them here because, just because there's no, you can go watch them. But this guy also Michael Easterly did an interview with these folks, and this was just a little bit of it. Like I said, it's 2+ hours, and he talks quite a bit about a lot of stuff. So I've heard, I haven't been able to watch it yet, but let's watch this little bit, which is muted because I didn't unmute it. All right, here we go.
Originally reached out to me, it was because of the mappings that Trooper Tolley did.
Right.
And gosh, don't get me started on Trooper Tolley, but he wrote a report. And
now realize this guy, when you leave the FBI, you have to sign an NDA. There's only so much that you can talk about. So he's not allowed to get fully into a lot of stuff, but he can skirt the edges, right?
And he did grand jury testimony. I was asked to review that. And not only was his grand jury testimony inaccurate, his maps were, I thought, misleading. And ultimately, his testimony was clearly biased towards a narrative that she went back originally to 34 Fairview before.
Yes. In trial 1, Tolley tried to testify that there was data to suggests that Karen Reed went back to 34 Fairview between 5:07 and when she showed up at Jen McCabe's house. That's what he was trying to get out, was she went to 34 Fairview in between the time she left at 5:07 and got to Jim McCabe's house.
Or 6 o'clock, which clearly is unsupported. And he had to retract a lot of stuff. And you see, he didn't even come back to testify again. He was so poor. And maybe your audience doesn't know this, but I think Trooper Tolley had an enormous role in this investigation that was never really highlighted. When I looked at all the reports, the number one, all the reports that I think I talked about this, Linda. A lot of the reports that I thought should have been red flags. He reproved them. He approved all of those.
You said that, right. He approved them.
Yeah. He approved almost everything. In fact, he was one of the guys at January 29th when CERT did the initial search, right?
I think he was present at all of those subsequent searches too.
Right.
2-3, 2-8, 2-10, 2-11. Each of the searches that kept revealing new pieces of taillight.
Yeah. I think from my perspective, I think he is an enormous reason why they have such deficiencies over there. He's the lieutenant. He would be above Yuri Buchanan, who's the sergeant, and sergeant are clearly above Trooper Proctor. But when you look at the hierarchy, and I look at the way the directives were sort of filtering down from, at times you would read a report. Trooper Tolley told me to go do these things. Trooper Tolley told me to write a report,
Right.
and it's telling that his finger was on everything. And I actually.
Yeah, there's a lot more Tully in this investigation than we know. There absolutely is. Trooper Tully. All right. And then, so one of my favorite people now is juror number 11. Holy crap. The Brazilian juror. She is a freaking... We're going to get to the jury foreman because we got to see the jury foreman today. But let me find the juror 11's Twitter page here, because Paula Prado. Oh my gosh, she is freaking tearing it up. Like, I'm not having fun with the murder case. I'm having fun with the widely creative notes about me. The more they talk, the more rich and famous I get. Okay, still waiting on the rich part. As for the next breaking news, learn Portuguese and search Brazil flag. It'll make more sense. So yeah, she's bilingual, a lawyer from Brazil that was on the jury, and she just... and you got these people just like completely coming after her. I mean, it is insane. They're saying that she lied to get on the jury. She's going to be investigated by the feds. I mean, it is insane, but she is firing back at him. I mean, she's just like, this is by far my best close-up. Can somebody please turn it into a meme? Second, for anyone seeking to hear all the ding, ding, ding on my account, just ask for my Venmo. I'm not getting paid by my mini bosses. I've been neglecting them for 5 days. So she's got, children's and stuff. So yeah, she's really funny.
Make me so chub fat. I don't know why the camera on TV make me so chub fat cookie face. Look, this is me, morning, no makeup. I do have some mascara from yesterday, to be honest. But that's it. That's me. No makeup. I don't have that cookie face. Yeah, I did straighten my hair too. But, still all mine. Oh, God. But if anyone want to support me in getting like a personal trainer or something, I'm in. I did gain 12 pounds in the last 2 months. Seriously.
She is hilarious. So she's just like, she's completely giving it back to these people. I mean, she is not afraid, and her replies are even better. So if we go to her replies, because she's just coming back at him. And here's the There's the jury foreman. We'll get to his thing in just a minute. So, yeah, I mean, all this jury did was look at the freaking evidence that they put in front of her, put in front of them. And that's all they could do. Okay, so we had a print interview with the jury foreman. And in fact, before we get to this, hang on a second. I want to I just want to say give me a second. Maybe it's in her image. This is okay. I am going to say this right now. Nope, that's Okay, no, I'm not, because I can't get this to come up. Okay. NBC Universal. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted material under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. Fair use allows for the quoting of copyrighted material and the creation of a new work for purposes including, but not limited to, criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. I would say what I'm about to do falls under criticism and comment specifically. Fair use preserves the free flow of culture. So, I am about to show you some clips from the Today Show. We are going to stop through them quite a bit and talk about the different things that we see. But NBC Universal, this is fair use, what I'm about to do. You have no right to copyright strike my channel. And if you do, I will appeal it because this will be fair use. Okay. This is the Today Show. This is an interview and a little bit of a clip with It's an interview with let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, sorry. Let me reshare. Let me reshare so it's all good. We got it. Oh, yeah. No, exactly. I just wanted to get that out because they are the worst. They are the worst for copyright strike, and the AI will pick it up. So yeah, no, I'm going to stop quite a bit through this because this really just kind of got me this morning. So Today's Show, they've got a little bit of a news story, and then they have an interview with the jury foreman. So let's go ahead and just from the get-go, this is the MSM. And let's watch this very beginning and then.
Some more new reaction to the Karen Reed trial. Public perception still mixed.
Okay, we're going to stop it right there because that is already stupid.
More new reaction to the Karen Reed trial. Public perception still mixed.
Public perception is not mixed. It's 80-20. So I guess a mix is like, I mean, I guess it's not 100% that she didn't do it, but it's 80-20 if it's anything. It's absolutely 80-20 of whether people think she's innocent or not. And so to say that public perception is mixed is very, very disingenuous, I think. So, okay.
Nearly a week after she left court, a free woman acquitted of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend.
This morning, the special prosecutor is breaking his silence, and now the jury foreman is about to share what.
I think this guy was an excellent pick for jury foreman. And Bev had to have. This is a completely different jury than we had in the first trial. It is 100% a different jury. And even, this guy looks, I bet you he's in his 30s, probably, maybe late 30s, if I'm guessing. It's hard to tell with anybody. But this guy. Then I know they talked about his chains too. It's like, that's awesome.
What it was like leading the deliberations in his first live interview. We'll speak with him in a moment. But first, a look at the latest on the case. It's been almost a week since Karen Reed's fate was sealed.
Defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr. Foreman.
I love how they had to put the not guilty on the screen because they did take they took the clip with the big crowd reaction.
So say you all.
The jury clearing Reed of second-degree murder, manslaughter, and leaving the scene of a deadly accident. And for the first time since that acquittal, Special Prosecutor Hank Brennan ending his silence, saying in a statement, "I am disappointed in the verdict and the fact that we could not achieve justice for John O'Keefe and his family."
Well, yeah, because Hank, you didn't actually try the right people. You tried the wrong person. That's why you didn't get justice. And that guy is just such oh my God. Every time I see him, it gets worse. Just think he's that's a good point. And there's a lot of people that would, if they were, it's just because of hating Turtle Boy. That's it. It's hating Aiden and not even being able to look at the evidence or the lack of evidence in an objective manner. It's just downright hate of an individual that's involved in, or, not even involved in this, just someone that brought attention to the case. So
continuing after an independent and thorough review of.
Now this is a good, I'm glad they used this picture of Hanky here. Because, he kind of looks like a dipshit there. I'm just saying, he kind of looks like a dummy.
All of the evidence, I concluded that the evidence led to one.
That's not a great picture. So good on NBC to,
person and only one person. Prosecutors had alleged that Karen Reed backed her SUV into O'Keefe in a drunken rage while dropping him off at an after party following a night of bar hopping back in.
As Kat said this morning when I pointed out that when you hear the term bar hopping, does bar hopping mean going from one place where you have dinner to a second place where you have drinks that are like on the same street? Like pretty much, I think they're right next to each other. Now I got to see, because I'm not, all this time through this case, let's go look. So they were bar hopping. Let's go. So CF McCarthy's Canton. Okay. All right. So let's take just a peek real quick at the Google Maps. CF McCarthy's is right here. The Waterfall Bar is right here. So they went from CF McCarthy's to Waterfall. That is a distance, as the crow flies, of 300 feet. So they walked like 300 feet down the street, let's say 260 feet across the street. Then they crossed the street. And then they walked down the street. And so they walked maybe 400 feet that night from CF McCarthy's to the waterfall. So a night of bar hopping. I mean, that's just but as Kat said, they have to, this is how they get their interest, right? It just can't be a night of drinking in a couple of establishments. It's got to be a night of bar hopping, right? It just can't be it's got to be the most extreme thing that you can get. I mean,
drunken rage while dropping him off at an after party following a night of bar hopping back in January 2022, calling dozens of witnesses to the stand from people at the scene.
What did she say to you? I hit him.
To crack.
So Flamati? That was Flamati. No, was that Nuttall? It was Nuttall. We didn't call Flamati this time. That was Nuttall. And or was it? No, that was Flamati, but I didn't think they called Flamati this time. What?
From people at the scene.
What did she say to you? I hit him.
Stand from people at the scene.
What did she say to you?
I
hit him.
To crash.
Okay, so that is Nuttall, right? Or was that Flamati? Gosh, help me, Patty. I think that's Nuttall. It is Nuttall because he went back and said that was the guy that was trained to say anytime the defense asks you a question, you say, I heard it 3 times. So that was the quick witness that they got to put in there for the prosecution. All of the prosecution's witnesses. And the only one we get in their little short story for the Today Show is the guy that says, I hit him. That she told him, I hit him.
Crash reconstruction experts. But Reed's lawyers claimed she was framed in a law enforcement cover-up.
Patterned injury that you see on Mr. O'Keefe's right arm is consistent with an animal bite or claw marks.
Yep, it was.
Yes, it is. It turned into a battle of the...
Bam. So we get La Posada for the defense expert, which is that's a good call. Today's Show. I approve. I don't think Nuttall was the most strongest witness that you could have put on there. But, they're not going to put Welcher. They're not going to put Man Shannon. So maybe Nuttall is the best they got. If that's the case, if Nuttall's your best, I mean, if Today's Show's got all your entire prosecution testimony, and the best witness they can find is Nuttall, you ain't doing good. Whereas you've got La Posada, which, that was a badass.
An animal bite or claw marks.
Yes, it is. It turned into a battle of the experts.
Neither of the events.
I don't know if, you should have put Wolf. You should have put Wolf, man. Dr. Wolf from ARCA would have been, Mr. Dimple Smiley guy. You could have put some kind of thing on there. I don't know that you needed. Oh, yeah. Nope. Flamati. Yeah, Flamati wasn't in this one. And I get Nuttall and Flamati confused. I think they have a very similar voice. But yeah, I think you put Dr. Wolf, man. If you're going to put another defense expert up there, you don't put Mr. This. Blah, blah, blah. I don't remember what the hell was his name. DeSogra, something like that. Mr. DeSogra, yes. You don't put Mr. DeSogra. You put Dimples up there, but DeSogra's. He's got an interesting. He's not a bad looking dude.
Yes, it is. It turned into a battle of the experts.
Neither of the events that occurred on that date were triggered by a collision.
And all.
Okay, so that's a good line to put in there. It's a good line to put in there. I'll give him that. Okay. All right. At the back. If you wanted the sex appeal, you put Wolf in there, but that's a a very quick, good line from them. So, okay.
Although Reed did not take the stand herself, the prosecution tried to use her own words to build a case against her.
Didn't I say could I have hit him? Or was it told to me that I said I hit him?
At the end, the jury felt there was not enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Reed did it and convicted her only of driving under the influence. And we are joined now by the jury foreman in the retrial, also known as juror number 1. And sir, you've asked us and we've agreed to keep your name private for...
Good call. Good call. I don't think guys on X, this is a safe place to do an interview here on, on the Today Show. I think he wanted to get his word out. I think he wanted to get his, he sees what's happening to Paula, I'm sure. And, yeah, I wouldn't want that. But I mean, he also looks like he's probably tough enough to take it. If there was somebody that was going to try and abuse him online, I think he probably could, I think he probably hold his own pretty well. I'm just thinking, dude, probably hold his own pretty well.
Confidentiality reasons. So with that, we say good morning. And can you just explain, take us into this jury room and how the jury came to the conclusion it did?
Collectively together, we looked at all the evidence that we was presented with, and we made our decision off of that. We didn't, at first, some had their own personal opinions on what the case should be or whatever, and was trying to go down like a personal feelings and stuff like that, and we had to stick to what evidence we had in front of us and go with that. So
I think that says a whole lot. And I think if you go back to Paula's first statement, where she said that Karen Reed's demeanor in court was off-putting to her. The fact that she went up on sidebars, the fact that she seemed like another one of their attorneys. Or she seemed like another one of her own attorneys, right? Like she took an active role, and she does make faces to her father and stuff and their family in the background. She's not, she wears her heart on her sleeve. And so I think what he is trying to say there, and this is me just kind of interpreting and reading through the lines, is that there were other people that never got past that. Juror number 11, Paula, said that she got past that. She realized and came to admire Karen for how she was, but juror number 11, Paula is an attorney in Brazil. So she's got a special spot maybe. Whereas others, and especially one of the jurors that came out with a quick interview the other day, might have not been as forgiving of Karen's, activities and demeanor and everything. So he's saying they're bringing their personal, so they had a personal feeling about Karen that they brought with them throughout the 8 weeks of the trial into the jury room. That's kind of the way I'm reading that. I'm reading that there were some personal feelings that kind of took precedent over the evidence. And so having somebody like this to say, no, we only have the evidence. And so there's another profound statement coming up that is really, really something to admire here. So.
It was more or less just trying to figure out that part. And it took us a couple of days to really get the gears going, but when we did, it was smooth trails after that.
Sir, to that point, the evidence, was there a singular piece of evidence that seemed to move the majority of the jurors in the room, or were there multiple pieces?
It just was. It was the whole case altogether, all the pieces, testimony, witnesses, and it just a lot together. And people had questions. We used the evidence to answer their questions, and we didn't try to go down these rabbit holes where we're just getting lost in what all these other things that was thrown at us in court or whatever. Lost in these.
I want to go back and listen to that again. The rabbit hole thing. So that's kind of another thing there too, where we didn't want to go down these rabbit holes.
To their questions, and we didn't try to go down these rabbit holes where we're just getting lost in what all.
We did try to go down these rabbit holes, or we didn't. That's okay. So let's
together, and people had questions. We used the evidence to answer their questions, and we didn't try to go down these rabbit holes where we're just getting lost in what all these other things that was thrown at us in court or whatever, and we just had to lock down and figure it out through the evidence.
Sir, I asked one of the.
So what are the rabbit holes? Rabbit holes were what? The like everything that Hank threw at everybody, like, oh, did you take into account the tiny pieces of taillight that were in his clothes? Or did you take into account the data from the car? Did you take into account the leaves, or did you take into account the shoe that was found by the thing? So, I mean, Hank had a habit of going down rabbit holes, right? He was a rabbit hole master. So I can see why some of the jurors got confused. It was a confusing case, and that was the way that the prosecution wanted it. They wanted it confusing. They did.
Your other fellow jurors, this question, it's a very fine distinction. In your opinion, is Karen Reed innocent? She didn't do this? Or is it just that the prosecutors did not put on enough evidence to convict?
Karen Reed is innocent, and she didn't do this crime. No one could prove that she did this crime, so I looked at her from day one as an innocent woman that needed to be proven guilty, and I don't think any of that was shown in this process.
I looked at her from day one as an innocent person and needed to be proved that she was guilty. Isn't that like the entirety of our judicial system? I mean, that's the basis of the United States judicial system, is you are innocent until proven guilty. That is one of the very first things that the judges tells the jury in the beginning of the case, that, hey, this person has to be proven by the state that they committed this crime. If it's not proven, then you can't find them guilty. And so that's the way he looked at it. Smart guy.
Sir, to that point, if she didn't do it, who did?
That's not my job. So, I mean, something did happen to Mr. O'Keefe, and it's foul play or whatever you want to say, but there was no evidence to, even through multiple witnesses and testimony by his autopsy and everything, there was still no one said to solid evidence that there was a collision or he got hit by a car.
So you don't think she actually hit him
You
with
know,
the...
everybody...
You don't think she hit him with the car at all?
No, go ahead.
You don't think she hit him with the car at all?
No. No, I don't.
Oh my goodness gracious. This is awesome. This is awesome. This guy is awesome. He is. He's amazing. Oh yeah, no, I got some, yeah, you're not going to believe you will.
Not with the evidence that was put in front of me and what we heard over everything. No, I don't.
Were you aware of just how high profile this case was? There were throngs of people outside in front of the courthouse. I know the jury officers, kept you away from that, but there was a big scream at the end when the verdict was read that was audible in the courtroom. How much did you know about that, and how much, if anything, did that have to do with your process, your deliberations?
I was just going to go with whatever evidence showed us.
So I think John DePepe had said earlier that why did he answer this the same way, right? And he's just repeating himself. He didn't even, why is he repeating himself and saying the same thing? This is on the question. Let's listen to that question again. It's a very good question, but it needed to stop before you got to the end of the question. The very last part of that question is not valid in this context. And it's also why he answered it the way he did. Because how much did you know the court officers kept you segregated or kept you segregated? The court officers kept that away from you. How much did you know about the hubbub of surrounding the case? And then she goes on to say, how much did it affect your deliberations? When she asked how much did it affect your deliberations or your processes or whatever she says there, that is when you have to answer the question that, no, we looked at the evidence. And so why not just ask about the people? Why not just ask about how much you knew about how high profile this case was? Why do you have to go and add on how did that affect the process, which I think is that's a ridiculous extra piece of this you didn't need.
That was audible in the courtroom. Big scream at the end when the verdict was read. That was audible in the courtroom. How much did you know about that, and how much, if anything, did that have to do with your process, your deliberations?
When you ask the question, how much did it have to do with your process, your deliberations, that's when you have to answer it this way.
I was just going to go with whatever evidence showed us. If it was finding her guilty or finding her not guilty. And we were just going to go with the evidence. And at the end of the day, when I came in on Monday, I established to everyone, I just want everyone to feel like they're heard 100%, their thoughts, their process is being heard also in that process. And everyone felt at the end of the deliberations that everyone felt good about the decision that we all collectively came together with. So
in the end, there is still...
Yeah, no, these people are, they're just not good at asking the damn questions. They're just not. They're not. They're MSN. They're the mainstream media. They have to They just got to not just ask normal questions. I mean, why has everything got to be so grandized or whatever, you know? Everything has to be notched up a level. Why not just, why? And on that question too, why not just stop? Just stop and ask them about how much they knew about how high profile this was and not bring the deliberations into it. That's why you didn't get an answer to your question.
Still a mother who lost her son, Officer O'Keefe. What do you think justice would look like for the O'Keefe family?
Someone looking into it further, but looking into it further with the evidence that you already have, and then you finally find a possible person, there's going to be the same complications of all this other stipulations of the evidence and everything else to go along with it. So it's just hard. And to put a mother through that, and a father and a brother and a whole family through that again it's a lot. Even me being there for 8 weeks and 9, and just sitting and watching the videos and seeing the tape and everything, it's a lot to see your loved one go through that. So
yes.
That's a lot for the jurors as well. It's a community service that people as citizens are asked to do. And as a foreman in particular, no one gives you a manual and tells you how to deliberate. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being here, Mr. Foreman. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching.
There you go. That was the jury foreman's really good. I mean, I'm really glad to hear from him. I'm really glad to actually hear from him. Get to see him up close, get to see him and see what a good, I mean, just what a really good man he is. I mean, his print interview was interesting. And his Today Show interview was really, really good. I mean, it was really good. That was awesome. Okay, so a couple more things, and then we're going to do some editing because I got to get this show done here. So, which I'm really excited about. And it's coming along. I edited a scene this weekend. Thought it was going to take me a while, and I just, bam, it was all done on one take. All I had to do was split the camera up. It was neat. But this is the kind of stuff that you're getting from it. And so this is one of the worst people, and we've talked about this weirdo before. This is what Kate Peter, who is one of the main people that hates Turtle Boy. Like, she used to work with him. And then she is a very disgusting, she's just a disgusting human being. So look at this. This is the kind of shit that the anti-Karen Reed folks come up with. I don't even have words for that. This is who wrote that. And, show me a picture of a racist pig who hates Turtle Boy, loves the McAlberts, talks 100 miles per hour, and doesn't shut the F up, and is, yes. So that is what you get out of these people. That's the kind of stuff that you get out of the anti-Karen Reed folks. It's just disgusting. It's so insane. And I want to see, there was some other stuff I wanted to share. And just let me see real quick. Oh yeah, so this is one of the other jurors came out, and let me see if I can find it. And I need to see if I can find the interview with the one juror. And of course, it's never here. So we had Paula, we had the foreman, and then there was one other juror that did a juror number 12. Okay. So let's see. Karen Reed, juror number 12. And I think she was probably one of the ones that the jury foreman was talking about. And gosh darn it. All right, WCVB. All right, so I'm not gonna be able to find it, and I don't want to look for it. But this is one of the jurors that came out and said that she actually went into deliberations leaning towards guilty. What changed her mind is she went looking for a piece of evidence. Now, this is one of the older jurors. This is basically the jury that they had last time was made up of folks like her. And instead, this time they had a much younger jury. So she goes and says, well, I went looking for a piece of evidence and I didn't find it. Now, what that says, so that could mean a bunch of different things, right? What that means to me is that she was under the impression that there was a certain piece of evidence that was presented during the trial, right? Because you're 8 weeks into this thing, and yes, you can take notes, but even as we sit here, the people that watch this trial and watch, most of it, you're not going to remember everything. Your memory is not the greatest. People's memories are not. And when you have so long to go over something, you're going to misinterpret something. You're going to hear something that you didn't hear. You're going to remember something that you didn't actually hear, right? And so what I think she means by this, by saying that I went looking for a particular piece of evidence that I didn't find, is that she, in her mind, that this piece of evidence was presented during the trial. And it took the other jurors to say, okay, so if you heard this particular thing, let's go through the evidence and find it. Right? And when they didn't find it, that's okay. I didn't actually hear that. That piece of evidence that I thought we would find, we did not. So that helped bring her around to, okay, I misunderstood, or I thought there was something more to this thing. That is what I get out of this statement. What? Now we're going to look at another one of the goofballs on the other side. This is John the Weirdo, John the Petro, John the Peepee Head, whatever you want to call him. John to run into somebody's car and break their taillight. This is what he gets out of it. This is what he thinks that juror meant when she talks about not being able to find something.
What would it be like? There was a woman on Channel 5 that said, I went in as a guilty, and then she said something odd, like she couldn't find a piece of paper in the evidence, so then she went along with them. I don't
Never said paper. This guy's, I mean, he's already a stupid head, so.
know what to make of that. Was there someone hiding what she was looking for? Did she say, no, I can't vote guilty. There's a piece of evidence I'm looking for. Did one of the other jurors hide it? Did they destroy it? I don't know what to think at this point. Very, very odd. But they're not talking like, they're not talking the way, the things they're saying, they're too defense friendly.
That guy's an idiot. This is like one of the dumbest people you will ever see. I'm just not impressed with people in the Northeast, like especially Massachusetts, and I think he's a Rhode Island guy. Man, you guys you got to get your shit together because it ain't good. It is not good around those parts. It's just not good. I have to go on Twitch and ban this freaking person because they're an idiot, and I don't need your viewers. Best viewers on Streambo, come. Oh, yeah, go away. So yeah, this is maybe the jurors were hiding. I mean, come on, dude. Why would you even? Yeah. All right, one last one, and then we'll get on to some editing. This is very cool as well. Oh, you can see it there. All right, there we go. This is from David Yannetti, Boston Defender. I have received a very special video I'd like to share with the world. This is what they saw when they came out of the courthouse. This is really cool. That is spectacular. Now, was that a, look at the confetti. Look at the confetti right there. Just as they come out, the confetti right there. Quick, and then it gets covered. And then you go back. Wow. Yeah. How are they going to destroy evidence in the freaking evidence room with I mean, come on. Like this juror said, well, I want to see this piece of evidence. And it's like, what evidence? And she says, oh, this one thing. And they're like, nope, that wasn't in evidence. What? That doesn't even make any sense, man. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh my good God. Yeah, no, that was that's a very cool drop. So yes, if you like I said, some of those interviews, the interview with Runkle the other night, the interview with Melanie Little, the interview with Lawyer, all very good interviews with Bob Alessi and David Yannetti. They did some just spectacular interviews. All right. That is our update. And now we're going to do some editing here. We are. That's what we're going to do. And what are we going to... So what I think what I do tonight is I got to get some freaking... I got to do an opening credit scene, and I want to have like our people, and I want to get very good shots of them. I want to get very good stills of them, and say this is Jamie and Wendy and Jody and Mark and David and Zach. So I got to figure out where the best pictures of those are in what scene. And it's like I've got a bunch of the scenes that I have to download anyway, because I got to go back through them. So, all right, let me open up some things here because I got to figure out. I got to look at. I go back to my brain, which is very scary, and figure out who is who. So characters, and let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to share the entire screen, and I'm going to share this giant screen. So I was looking today, and I'm glad that Kat's not here today. This screen that you're looking at right here is a 48-inch monitor. It's a UHD monitor, so it's 2160 vertically, and then like 5840, I think, or some stupid. So it's 48 inches across. Well, guess what? There's now a bigger one. No, tell me it's not true. Oh, it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you with the Samsung 57-inch Odyssey Neo G9 Dual 4K UHD Quantum Mini LED 240 Hertz 1 millisecond HDR 100 curved gaming monitor. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. Now, I am not going to buy one of these right now. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to resist. 48 inches is enough of a monitor. I don't need this monitor. I don't need it for editing. And I thought about it for racing. I thought, man, I could take the 3 monitors that I have in my bedroom, which are 1080, and I could reduce it down to 157-inch. No, I'm not going to do that. It's way too expensive to start out with. It's like, yeah. I've already got enough bills as it is. I don't need another one. But damn, it's tempting. And damn, it's pretty. And and I could definitely see myself sitting in front of a 57-inch monitor. So I'm not going to do it. And all right, and that's not the one I wanted either. Oh wow, who's calling me? I don't know. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. I bet you it's probably a false alarm. Hello? Yes. All right. I was waiting on that phone call. It was from the U.S. Census Bureau. And I guess everybody takes part in the, there's a thing that everybody takes part in. Stop. The Census Bureau picks addresses by random and gives people books to track their expenses for a couple of days, right? Like 2 or 3 or 2 weeks. Sorry, 2 weeks. So you track your expenses for 2 weeks and then you turn it in. And so she tried to find my house yesterday, I guess, and couldn't because my house is kind of buried. And so now she is trying to pick up my books from me, and I got to turn those in. So we did that. All right. So that's not it. What am I? I'm trying to just find my damn cast sheet. All right, there we go. So I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't even know why I need this. Okay. Oh, because I'm trying to figure out what things to upload. So I think the opening scene is probably a good one. Actually, the bum first day one, that's probably going to be my best one for Davey. So I'm going to bring that one up. Okay, so bear with me, folks, as we get this brought up, and it's going to take a little while because it's probably got to download all of the things. Oh yeah, locating media. See that locating media? That means we're going to be sitting here for a few minutes, but that's okay. We got this. We can go look at some other stuff. Okay. What else is going on in this crazy place? Let me hide that for right now because it's X and I don't want to go. Really don't want to. Oh, we have. Oh, God. Okay, so is it? It's pronounced boom, sir. It is pronounced boom. It's pronounced bum. It is bum. All right, so there was a. Now I'm really confused because that's right. Eric Adams left the Democrat Party. And so the primary for the Democrats in New York was tonight. And the guy so it was what, Cuomo, and then this guy Zoran Mamdani. If Zoran Mamdani gets in as the mayor of New York City, oh my God. If people in New York City vote for that dude, then they deserve everything that's coming, because he's talking about making the subway like homeless shelters and going to lay off cops and bring in social workers. I mean, this guy is like, he's full on. I mean, he's full on. He's full on the full on. I don't even know how to describe how full on this guy is. That's going to be insane. But it looks like Eric Adams is running for re-election. So is he running for re-election as what? As an independent? As a write-in? How? I think this is a question for Grok. Let's grok it and see what we get, because I have no idea what's going on in New York City right now. How can Eric Adams, or what party is Eric Adams running on for mayor of NYC? I think he's an independent, but we'll see here. Let's get the answer. Eric Adams is running for re-election, and let me hang on a second. Let me share this so you guys can see this a little better, and then we'll go back to the big wide screen here in a minute. Eric Adams is running for re-election to mayor of New York City as an independent in the 2025 general election, having withdrawn from the Democratic Party primary on April 3rd, 2025. Will he be on the ballot? Yes, Eric Adams will be on the ballot for the 2025 New York City mayor election as an independent candidate. He announced on April 3rd he would forego the Democratic primary, run in the general election on November 4th, 2025. His campaign is gathering okay, so it only takes 3,750 signatures by May 27th to secure a spot. Okay, so I'm sure he gathered it because May 27th is come and gone. If it only takes 3,750 and he is the current mayor, then he'll be on the ballot. Okay, I was confused because they're like, yeah, they elected this guy and he's probably going to be the next mayor. And I'm like, whoa. What is going on? Now we're going to have a fight. We're going to have a three-way fight. So who will be the candidates listed on the NYC general election for mayor? Because I know Curtis Slywall, who is the founder or one of the founding members of the Angel. What's that group? Gosh darn it! The Guardian Angels. He was like a founding member of the Guardian Angels. So we're going to have Zoran Mamdani as a Democratic nominee and potential Working Families Party nominee. Good, please. Then we'll have Curtis Sliwa as a Republican. We'll have Eric Adams as a dependent, running on the End Anti-Semitism and Safe and Affordable ballot lines. We'll have Jim Walden as an independent, and then we'll have what? How is it Cuomo gonna what? Cuomo just lost oh my God, that's such a mess. So Andrew Cuomo, even though he lost the Democratic primary, is still going to be on the general ballot in November as an independent. Oh, because I guess if you get the number, oh my good God. Okay, all right. So yeah, there's that, and I mean, New York City is, I know it's a mess, but it's one of the biggest, most important cities that we have in the country. You would think that they would not want their subways to turn into homeless shelters. I'm just saying, what are some of the initiatives of Zoran Mondani? Let's just look at some of these here. And we got the thing. We can look at it here. We're almost. Okay. So the Democratic nominee for 2025 New York City mayor election has proposed several initiatives aimed at addressing affordability. So he wants rent freeze on rent stabilized apartments, so you can't increase your rent at all. We're going to make all the city buses free. We're going to combat high food prices and address food deserts. Mamdani suggests establishing 5 city-run grocery stores. So now you're going to have city-run grocery stores to compete with. You're going to sell staples at wholesale prices. Oh, God. We're going to have affordable housing development. We're going to have universal child care. We're going to aim to provide free universal child care to anybody that wants it, I guess. We're going to raise the minimum wage to $30 per hour by 2030. We're going to have a new city agency with $1 billion budget focused on non-police responses to issues like mental health crisis. So yeah, I've got this crazy person with a knife. Okay, send in one of the mental health people to talk to him. Tax increases on wealthy and the corporations, of course. Tenant protections, Trump-proofing NYC. Plans to strengthen NYC's sanctuary city status. Remove ICE influence. All right, yay. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so let me stop sharing that. Up. Let me share this entire screen, big screen, that and that. All right, I'm going to share this with you guys because I got to run to the restroom. So we're going to watch this. So this is the first day in Alaska for the new bum agent, and it gets to introduce the old bum agent. And this is new. Nobody has seen this whole scene but me yet. So this is the edited version. But nobody has seen it but me. That's 10 minutes. Wow, that's a 10-minute freaking scene. That's going to be a scene on its own. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Might be its own episode. But this is the scene. Yeah. Like I said, you're seeing it first. Oh, I did. I did see that. That was crazy. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to run to the restroom while this is playing. So stand by. All right, let me hit play. Hit play. Oh, that's Tony's music right there.
Good morning.
Morning. How you doing today? Welcome to the office, huh?
Thank you.
Make yourself at home.
Well, funny about federal buildings, they're all different, but they're still somehow all the same.
They are all the same.
And
Stare deeply into the abyss.
And we got the retro feel just to make us old guys feel comfortable. Yeah.
Hey,
That's excellent. Well,
yeah.
Well, let's get started. Let's see if we can't stir something up.
Let's give it a minute. I like to warm up the truth muscles. A little coffee beforehand.
All right. Do you have a process you follow?
All right. It's pretty simple. Start off the randomizer.
Okay.
Click around, find some local yokels, loosen some stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll track them down.
Yeah.
That usually takes about half a day, so lunch.
Right.
Then we'll go to have a chat with them. That's about usually most of the rest of it as well. And then that's close enough to, I say 5, so call it a day. Do it again tomorrow.
That's it?
That's it. No, that's it.
Do you put up many cases here?
Cases?
Yeah. Cases.
No.
We're the tip of the spear when it comes to protecting American democracy. We're the front line of defense against those who would see our country crumble.
You really believe this? You really believe that people posting crap online is going to cause our country to crumble?
I think the work that we do is important.
Huh. All right.
I got to ask, if that's your attitude, why are you here?
Retirement, man. One word only.
You don't look that old. How long you got?
14 years, 5 months, 7 days, give or take. Who's counting?
Oh, well, why'd you even sign up?
I was hired on to the Fed right out of college after I got my CPA. Yeah. Brought me on to the Financial Crimes Division initially. That's where I got my start. It was a good team. They never had a case get dismissed. Man, the ones that got cocky decided to go to trial instead of taking the plea deal, 100% conviction rate.
Excellent.
Yeah. Made it supervisor after that. Got to put my own team together. And that's when it got real fun. Got real fun. Man, if you hit it, we'd find it. We had some dogs that knew how to hunt. I'm talking fraud, tax evasion, shell companies. Every once in a while, just a good old Ponzi scheme, just a little icing on the cake. Loved it. Man, I love that job. Then, well, the flu hit. The flu. All of a sudden, financial crimes didn't seem to be too much of a priority anymore. It was all about misinformation. So they started taking some agents out of there. I saw entire teams get cut. My team, hell, got cut down to bare bones. But we kept on plugging away. Then the election, administration changed.
Yeah.
They stole more of my agents because they needed to investigate that one day in January.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But still, I kept on going. I had some cases. It was working. One case. Had it all. Connections in high up government, family members, hookers, blow.
The good stuff.
Shady real estate dealings. I'm
Good
talking
stuff.
everything. Influence peddling. Of course, I never thought that what I uncovered would possibly get swept up, but I was wrong. I was wrong. And that was my Rubicon crossing. There's no coming back. I've been a marked man, and they needed me to go.
I love how dramatic he is. He's so dramatic in this. This is so great. I love it.
So I was selected as one of the first agents for this beautiful new branch of the government. And so now here I am. You are. I'm just biding my time until I can retire, cash in that sweet pension. And yeah, that's my story. How about you? What brings you here?
I came to this late. I taught high school for 15 years. Every year, I just got more and more miserable. Entitled kids, entitled parents, 7 administrators for every teacher. Teachers keep getting left further and further behind. It was worse for the kids. Programs canceled. grading systems changed to promote equity. And then the floof.
The floof.
What a shit show. Going from a classroom to a Zoom meeting was insane.
Zoom.
I lost so many kids. So many families just disappeared, withdrew from the school system. My buddy told me about this new federal agency that was opening up, and they're recruiting. And I looked into it and thought it was intriguing. I thought that the agency could maybe use somebody like me, somebody who was, well, at least I think I am, level-headed, can make decisions, not based on politics or emotion. So, you're right.
And your thoughts so far on this wonderful new agency?
Well, I try to be optimistic. Some growing pains, some politics involved, some sort of feud with Fed, but I believe in the mission.
The mission.
Yeah.
Of suppressing free speech. Do you really think that you and I, we should be the arbiters on what people can read, they can hear?
Yes. In a word, yes.
Huh.
Words.
I love that. You think that you think that we should be the arbiters of what people can talk about and think and post online. Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Be the arbiters on what people can read, they can hear.
Yes. In a word, yes. Words are dangerous. Words can be violence. Let me tell you a little story.
Now, Mark, so this was getting towards the end of the scene. And then the night of the scene, Mark showed up and says, "Hey, I wrote this whole thing for this. I wrote this whole thing for this scene. So check this out." And so this is freaking brilliant.
Spring of 1994.
And this is, oh yeah, no, exactly. Yep. No. And so this is, this is so crazy.
A little country in Africa was having problems. So they decided to do what all good governments do. They decided to engage their people to help come together and get them past the difficulty that they were experiencing. And the way they did this is they went on the radio all over the country. And this is kind of important. A lot of people in that country couldn't read. So the radio was a very powerful way of disseminating information. So they went on the radio one day and they said, this is your government. We, and of course, God needs you to go out and help us out. So what you need to do is stand up, leave the house right now. This is important, folks. Stop off at the garage or the shed and, get any implement, a brush hook, a saw, a machete. And then what you need to go to do, friendly citizen, is that you just need to go next door or down the block and bodily dismember any of the neighbors you happen to find in that home. We can give you specific addresses. And they did. That place is called Rwanda. You might have heard about it. It made the news. Now, you may be tempted to say, of course, that could never happen here.
I realize it's not yeah.
America, that's a shithole country, blah, 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 America. And what I would tell you is that I have been seeing what my students post online since before Facebook was cringe. I've seen charming teenage girls gently suggest to some of the less socially successful members of their circle that they could just, end themselves just over boys or clothes just to make the group dynamic better. I have heard cherubic preteens, the slurs that they use in Call of Duty chat rooms. I have seen our eldest and wisest citizens scream at public officials about Jewish space lasers. Agent, if you don't think that can't happen here, I'm sorry, you have not been paying attention.
All right. I need to do a little bit of editing there. So that was like, these guys did this in one take too. And I've cut this up because these, like this part right here was a different take where they just did their little speeches where they did these speeches. So I guess this is probably the best video I have of it, me, going in and out with my iPhone. But anyway, this was a fun scene. This is one of the first scenes we recorded too. It was seriously one of the first scenes we recorded. So that being said, there you go. That's one of the first ones. Now I want to find a picture that I can use of him. And I kind of like these things with the coffee. So I need to try to find a coffee picture of kind of want one where he is maybe cheersing with it. I thought there was one where he was like cheersing with his cup of coffee, but that's okay. So let's see. I'm just gonna turn all these on. Got to find a good picture of him because I want it like a little. My vision for the opening credits is like a quick bit of video and then a freeze frame and put their names up. So, and I did think there was a cheers with the coffee at one point. Or just kind of held the cup up, kind of. All right, let me get all of this turned on. Let me just get all of these turned on so I can see. Might have to get another take out. Yeah, now he doesn't have coffee at all. Now the mug is oh, no, he took up the mug, took a drink. Now he's holding it. Drinking. Damn it. All right. Okay, let's say we open take 2. Nope, that's nope. Move these up to here. All right, let's try take 2. Okay. And let me enable all of his and turn off all of Mark's. So shoot. All right. This and And I might not have what I'm looking for. And I need to turn that. Oh, gosh darn it. I want you off, not on. Turn off.
We are the tip of the spear in protecting American democracy. We're the first line of defense against the people who would like to see this.
Oh, that's kind of good right there. What do we think? All right, let's look at this. Oops, nope.
We are the tip. We are the tip of the spear in protecting American democracy. We're the first line of defense against the people who would like to see.
I like the face. I like the face. We'll see. See what other ones we have. I keep getting in the way with the damn camera up there, so.
Each year that went by, I mean, entitled kids, entitled parents.
I have to go back to the first take. I think there were some good ones back in there. All right, let's go back. Just check the outtakes real quick. Oh, that's pretty good.
So here I am.
Have any coffee cup there? No. Any coffee cup here?
Words.
Not looking at the camera.
Paying attention.
Oh, I think that's it right there. Oh, I think that's it right there.
Attention.
Maybe not. Damn it.
Agent, if you don't think that
it's because I'm just going to have it over music. So
I'm sorry, you have not been paying attention.
You really believe this? You really?
all right, I thought there was a really good one through here. When he makes a really
The way
funny
they
face.
did this is they went on the radio all over the country, and this is stop off at the garage or the shed and, get any implement, you may be tempted to say, of course, that could never. I have heard cherubic preteens.
So let's see. If we froze it, where would I freeze it at? See, it brings his head down too early. If he'd kept his eyes open right there, We could have used that one, but I don't like the eyes. Hmm. Damn it. I thought this was going to be easier. All right. Ooh.
Why are you here? Retirement, man. One word only.
Oh, I like that. And then freeze frame, right? There, get me looking at the camera. Damn it. Freeze right there. All right, let me take this. That's the one I'm looking for, right? Yep. Okay, so, and I need a new project, actually. Wait, do I already have a credits? Opening scene. No. I'd already started some credits. I don't know what I freaking did with them. Oh man. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's in the opening scene. Gonna have to download more. Okay. Do that. All right, let's open that one. And we got it. Oh, wait. No way. Nope. Locating media. All right. That's going to be, that's going to take forever. Holy schnockers. All right. We're going to wait for that to download. Because I can't do nothing else. All right. What else do we have? So, yeah, in that screen share for a minute while I download a whole multiple gigabytes of freaking stuff. So, all right, let's just go through and see what's cooking. We got Yannetti here. Was this from today?
And so I was.
Hang on. Okay, no.
Genuinely
stop. Oh, I can't. Hey, wait. Yeah, no.
Surprised that people were still.
All right, stuff is going wrong here. Oh, I guess this is the. All right, here is the commercial for this guy. This is. Let's see what he has to say. I'm curious here.
बात ये नहीं है कि मैं क्या बनूंगा, बात ये है कि मैं क्या करूंगा हमारे कम्युनिटीज के लिए और हर एक न्यूयॉर्कर के लिए। मैं हमारे शहर को अफोर्डेबल बनाऊंगा। न्यूयॉर्क
Okay. Yeah. I lost interest. Lost interest right away. Yeah, technical difficulties always. Always. All right, that can go away. Oh, what else? So, the Diddy trial is pretty much down. So, whereas Karen Reed had a bunch of, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, Highlander's awesome. Highlander's way cool. So, yeah, let's see. Oh, that's a long report. So, yeah, Diddy trial is like pretty much done. All they have is closing arguments now. The defense basically called no witnesses. They're going to rely on their cross-examination of the other witnesses. Now, I know they did put in a directed verdict request today. I think that was denied. But yeah, that's watch a second of this here.
Very closely, just speaking there with TMZ's Michael Babcock, just to get the nuts and bolts of what happened today in court. And now we want to dive a lot deeper into the conversation and bring in our legal analyst, Nima Rahmani. Nima, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now. Of course, you've been talking with us, walking us through the ins and outs of this case from the very beginning. And it was interesting.
Motion is very common. It's really automatic, where at the end of the prosecution's case, the defense makes a motion for acquittal. Essentially, they're asking the judge to find their client, the defendant, not guilty as a matter of.
I mean, I didn't pay like super attention to this trial, but I mean, I think it's going to be, I don't know. It's New York. They'll probably find him guilty. I don't know. He'd probably be guilty. All right, Emily. This is Emily C. She is a funny person. This is one of her skits.
On there, I fixed it. I sit down with the key players in the frame job of Karen Reed. The criminal justice system let us down yesterday. We were promised we were going to get.
She makes fun of all the people that are part of the Karen trial, and all the peripheral people. So she's
away
funny.
With this, and that's why we're here. Michael Morrissey can't protect us anymore. Think long and hard before you help cover up a murder. The reason we all stayed quiet is because we testified in the last trial, and it was really hard for us to all keep our stories straight. People turned this thing into a tailgate, and it was just a reminder that we used to have fun before the guy was murdered. While prosecutors blamed Reed, the truth is, this family framed her to cover up what really happened. Everyone who's friends with us is.
So Emily Emily D. Baker went through a lot of the interviews today. She went through the Proctor interview. She went through the McAlbert's interview. She went through all the interviews with the jurors, and she's going to do even more tomorrow. Actually, I don't even think she got to the jurors. I think she's going to get to the jurors tomorrow. And some of the statements from the attorneys, but yeah, she went off today. I mean, that was a good show, and I think she's going to do it tomorrow. So
friends with cop killers. I feel like they didn't get justice for John, and now our lives are changed forever. Is that right, Bri? Did John ever come in the house? Never. No. You do realize for this conspiracy to be true, it would take multiple cops on 2 different police departments, multiple civilians, the medical examiner, EMTs, you name it. Jen came in and she was upset. I thought my little sister had blown the whole plan, because why else was she in my bedroom at 6:30 in the morning? She said the cops were out front, and I said, what the fuck are you talking about, Jen? Why did you call the cops? You're an officer. Why didn't you? I had just put John outside. I was cold. Plus, John was already gone. There was no one to save. Did you Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m.? I'm getting word from your lawyer. I can't ask that. Was it 6 o'clock or 6:27? Sorry, what? We never did.
brushing teeth. That's funny.
Jen about that. Every time.
That's funny because that showed, because I saw that part of Emily's thing today, and basically she showed the another thing where the MSM person had no idea about the case, had zero idea about the case. His question was, did you do that Google search at 6 a.m. or 6:20 a.m.? And it's like, that guy was a reader, right? He wasn't even a journalist. He was a card reader. He read a question that was written by somebody else to try and get to this, whatever he was trying to get to. I don't even know what the hell he was trying to get to. I mean, that was just dumb. Like, what? What do you mean, did you make it at 6 a.m. or 6:20? That wasn't even part of the questions of the trial.
Something like this, we make caricatures of ourselves.
But yeah, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh. What else do we have? Still downloading. Just bear with me here. Yeah, this is all right. More dude from New York silliness here. This is his idea about the
Grocery prices are out of control.
Ah, that's loud. Jesus. Sorry. Holy God.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way.
I don't like the tiny mic generation thing here. I hate it, honestly. It's a lapel mic. Put it on your lapel and go. You don't need to hold a tiny microphone. It looks dumb.
I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
They don't have to pay property taxes or rent. Oh my God. That's not how. You're not even. Never mind. I get it. I get that it's what people think works, but it never does. It just doesn't. You have to have people to work in these stores. I hope Eric Adams can get reelected. I do. I don't know though. We'll see. Ooh, we're still downloading. Okay. But I don't see my credits on here either. But I know I wanted to download this anyway because I want to get Jody's picture on here. But I'm also curious where my stupid credits are, because I know I started some freaking credits for this. And sounds like my wife is home. Yay! Woohoo! How are you? I'm good. I'm downloading videos so I can edit, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't. Where did I? Intro B-roll. I'm just going through my, guess I could share my screen again so you guys aren't in the dark as we just roll through this thing here. What's crazy is I know I did. Opening scene. And a new folder. Trailer. No. Might have to open the trailer one to see if it's in there. Right, one other place I can look here. And nope, I don't see it in here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am hallucinating all of it, which is very possible. But I know I started on some credits or some closing. It was the closing credits, wasn't it? Yes, it was. It was freaking closing credits. I was messing around with. Well, here is final credits. Oh, maybe that was it. Final credits 1. Maybe. Maybe I found it, folks. Maybe I found it. I might have found it. So the final credits and then final credits.1 or _1 is 104 KB. I might have found my closing credits. We'll see. All right, I'll leave this up. We're still downloading. Like I said, I knew this was going to take a while because this is two different scenes. Like it's Jody and Mark, and it's Mark and Jody, and it's Jamie and Dennis. It's like two separate scenes, all coalesced to one scene. It's really cool, actually. We got to be getting close, though. Like I had to film them at different times because did I have to film at different times? I don't know. Because what the heck? Okay, there we go. Yeah, because they weren't available. So, and it was two different offices, so I couldn't do it all at once. That's what it was. So I filmed them separate times, and then I just kind of spliced them in and back and forth, which you'll see at the very beginning of the show. All right, what else? I don't. We're just waiting. Holy crap, it's like 50, we're almost at 60 gigs. I just downloaded it and it's still freaking clicking along. Oh, what? I don't know. All right, so here is, say, take a peek at this. This is more from Paula while we wait for our download. It's gone back to 0, it looks like. Holy God. It's almost to the end though. So should be getting close. We should be getting very close. All right, Paula, at the time, John's phone had to be adjusted to match the Lexus timestamp. There's a time range between when the car backed up and when he last interacted with his phone. It's not just a single timestamp. Feel lucky to have such a well-selected group of bright individuals by my side throughout this process. We truly had the best foreman, because they were looking at the interview that he did today. He said, well, how did you guys work past the evidence from the Lexus black box matching up with John's phone not moving? See, that's what these people keep throwing this in there. It's like, well, his phone didn't move afterwards. And it's like, that wasn't actually proven that his phone didn't move. Like there was, the location data was not exact. And then you had the time adjusted, and then there were the 84 steps, and then there was reasonable doubt even about this. So these people just keep coming up with this stuff. So yeah, anyway. Okay, looks like we got us a thing here. So I want to find a good picture of Jody. All right, and so find a good Jody picture here. I want to open this one too. Let's see what this is. Hopefully I don't have to download too much shit. Now, is this actually something? Oh yeah. Okay, so this was the airport. This is from the airport scene. That's right. My closing credits from the airport scene. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So that was okay. So I wasn't crazy. I did have closing credits. I'm not sure why when you stop that this picture is nice and clear, but then when you're playing, it's not. See, it clears up, but then it gets blurry. You can't really see that. See if I can zoom in. Watch this. This is really weird. Let's see. Can I zoom in on that? Yes. Watch. See? Clear? Blurry. That's so weird. I don't get that. Okay, that's what that was. All right, I know where that is. All right, so we can close that project. Make sure I got the right one. Close. Yep. Close project. Okay. No, not open project. Close project. Don't save. Okay. Now. All right. And Oh, this okay. So I think this is the one I want of Dennis right here. Maybe. Freeze right there. Yep, I think that's a good one. All right, so now I need a new project. Okay, I need a new project. Okay, and this new project is going to be called Opening Credits. And the location is going to be in the show folder. Show. And then I need a new folder called Opening Credits. Or let's just call it Credits. So that way we can. Yep. Let's do that. Let's call it Credits. And then let's call it. I want to call it just Credits because we'll do both the opening and the closing credits on here. Okay, and it goes in there. Save, and then our template is the mistakes were made template. Try the bottom one. Import mode, create, and offline all. I gotta clean up my damn templates. For some reason I'm getting freaking footage in there, and I don't need it. Clear, yes, I don't need that. Here, I don't need that. Don't need these sequences. I don't need anything at all. I don't need the pictures here. There we go. Delete. This can stay, actually. No, maybe not. Oh, wow, it's empty. Okay, those can go too then. Screw it. All right. Okay, so credits, and then, all right, let me find a good, I swore I had some good pictures of Jody here. I gotta get a really good Jody face here. Where's a good Jody face?
You know, in film.
Oh, like the exasperated face there.
Have this payout.
You got the exasperated face. Mm.
We have this payout.
It's kind of a good one right there, actually. The exasperated face here. Well, let's see. So we started from right here. Go to the right there. All right, let's go ahead and cut that. And then we'll control copy. And then we'll go over. Okay, credits and then new sequence. Opening credits. Opening credits. Pictures. Layout. Call it. And 29 cents. Yep, there we go. All right, we'll put that one in there. And of course, copy, because I did all that other stuff. There we go. Cool. What the shit is going on here? Not a very long piece, is it? No. Only like a second. Oh, I didn't get any of her. Shit, I didn't get any of her movements or anything.
Payout. And
oh, I need both of those. Okay, so I guess I can get the edit out of there. Oh, I need the edit. Redo. Redo. Okay, now we'll get that and that. And oh shit, did I? New sequence. Deleted it. All right, and that's a little better. Yep. Okay, and then let's go to.
You don't look.
This was the one we wanted, right?
You really believe this? You really believe that?
I think that's the one we wanted. Over here, put this in. It's way longer. Oh, yeah. I like that. So I think we'll go edit. And then that smile right there. And then get rid of that. All right, so we got that. We got that. That's a good freeze right there. Okay, now we need a mark one. So do we? Let's go back to our opening scene and let's look at Mark. we get Mark from here or do we get Mark from here? Now I got to turn all of this off. All right, I'll do that. Oh, you know what? I know. I know. Dang it. He's so expressive. Let's see, maybe the other camera. Getting more looking at the camera. Oh yeah, there we go. We can do that. Oh man, that's a good one right there, but too bad he was like doing something off to the side there. Shoot. Shoot. Trying to find the perfect one. And I like these. I could leave the camera alone here. I'm probably being too picky here. Hoping to get a smile though, but
This man in the limo was.
all right. I'm gonna open another. This project should not need to download all the stuff because I just worked on it the other day. So this should be ready to go. I'm hoping. I'm crossing my fingers. All right, please open without having to find a bunch of freaking stuff. Yay, it did. All right, let's see. Do I have? Oh my God. What do I got? And it's not. Okay. Need a really good shot of Mark. Oh, wait. I got it. Yes. There we go. I just got to find it in here, the one I want to use. Unlink, enable, copy the whole thing. Now we're getting somewhere. It's way so. All right. Holy moly. Get rid of that. Ooh. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of cool. Think of that. Freeze it right there, maybe. Yeah, I think that's. Oh, okay. Yep. That works. Start it right there. And freeze it. Yes. Okay, now Dennis. Mm-hmm. Oh, Zach too. We need a Zach one. All right. I think I'm probably going to get the Zachs from a different place. But you guys will watch this, and then I think I'm going to call it for tonight. So I'm going to give you another scene. This is the interrogation of David. All right. And then we're going to call it a night, and we'll come back. I'll probably just edit on my own tomorrow night. We'll come back on Thursday, and then Friday will be the show and be our weekly show. So, all right. Here we go. This is the interrogation of David.
Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson. Agent Gray, Bureau Undermining Misinformation. We got some stuff we need to talk to you about. Okay, sure. We'd like to speak to you in our office. All right, you want me to just follow you guys? No, you can ride with us. Okay.
We're gonna have to wear this hood.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, our location is classified, so we can't really see anywhere we're going.
Isn't it just in the annex of the federal building? No. Yeah, I saw it on the news just the other day.
Nonetheless, the location is classified, and believe me, you don't got the clearance. So, If you don't mind, just popping this bad boy on. And just easy. Come with us, sir.
All right. So how you want to do this? Now me, I say we just let them stew for a little bit. We'll go catch some coffee, eat some food, maybe check the scores, let them really just marinate. Then we'll head in, we'll show them the post, and we'll really talk about some consequences, get real serious, make them real stew. This is the most important part. We leave again. We'll just, get some more coffee, more bite to eat, whatever. We're going to have a good old time. Let them real get sweaty. That's the biggest thing. It's key. Then we finally go in. And then this is when we ask them some personal questions. We'll get some answers down. I'll take some notes, but really they're just doodles. I'm getting really good actually at some sketches. I'll show you later. And then, after that, we scoot them out the door with a warning. Should be almost done with the day by then. And then, we'll surf the socials a little bit, maybe 1 more or 2 reports, and we'll call it a day. Sound good?
So do you ever try to get any of them to act as undercover informants?
I mean, why would I do that?
We built a lot of cases just by starting off with a fresh CI.
Huh. I don't know about that. Seems like work.
We'll see what we're working with here. Okay, social media.
A little SJW, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All the hashtags.
Little baby boomer.
And that name, I know that name. Wait, I have an idea with this guy. I've never tried it, but what about instead of bringing up his post from today, we tell him that we've identified him as somebody who could help. We're starting a new program to bring in people in our communities who support the mission. We can figure out something for him to do later, but I think developing informants is important.
Take a little work off our backs. All right. Hey.
Build some cases. Yeah.
Take some work off our back.
Mr. Wilson, is it all right if I call you David?
Yeah, that's fine.
David. Cool. David, can I get you anything? Is there anything that you need?
A glass of water would be nice.
Oh, a glass of water. Sure, I'll go get that. There you are. Water.
Thank you.
Can I get you anything else? Do you need anything else?
These are croissants. Go for a croissant.
Croissants.
Yeah, croissant.
There's some in the office, right? Break room?
You think?
I think so.
Maybe we have croissants. You're in luck. We have croissants.
Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you guys?
Actually, David, there is something you can do for us.
Chicky nuggies.
Chicky nuggies?
What? I'm hungry. I'm looking at this croissant. I need lunch.
Chicky nuggies. No. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. McDonald's cheeseburger.
Burger King.
Burger King cheeseburger.
Flame broiled.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Spicy sauce.
Spicy sauce.
And don't forget the hood.
Oh.
Don't forget the hood.
Oh, man.
They're just
Cheeseburger.
They're just sending him out with the hood. Just put the hood on, go walk out of there.
Oh yeah, you can take that off.
How's the line?
Not bad.
All right.
Not bad.
David, we've started a new program here at the Boom. As you know, our mission is extremely important here. There are a lot of bad actors out there. Our mission is to protect our country's important institutions, but we can't do it alone. We need help from people in our communities. David, our
research and investigation indicates that you might be just one of those people.
That's kind of a recipe for disaster. You guys go.
David, if called upon, can we count upon you to step up in service of your country?
Yeah, definitely. See the people you're talking about online every day, talking about the floof juice is dangerous, crime's getting out of control, and people don't have the right just to be who they want to be. It's crazy. You think the media companies would do something about it to shut this dangerous rhetoric down, but they won't. I guess it's up to us. You guys just let me know what you need me to do.
Awesome, David. We need people exactly like yourself. Somebody will be in touch with you to get you formally onboarded and then get you assigned. In the meantime, Anthony will give you a ride back to your car. As a thank you for your cooperation, you'll only have to wear the mask for the first few minutes of the ride.
Just a smidge.
You're doing a good deed, David. Your country thanks you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys.
No, thank you for those nuggies.
Thank you for those nuggies. Oh my gosh. I love that. You got a croissant? I'd really like a croissant. Oh my goodness. I know I've told that story, but that was not in the script, right? None of that stuff was in the script. It was all, the day I showed up to do it and basically just told them all to wing it. And, I basically, we added some to the script. We added the croissant part that was scripted and everything, but it just came to my head as I was driving to work in the morning. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put this in there. And everybody they freaking grabbed it and ran with it. It was fun.
Very talented people there.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, oh, nope. Don't shut down, Rob, you dummy. Okay. I am going to sign off at this time. Thank you for hanging out. Yes, flame broiled. How serious he is. Flame broiled. It cracks me up. So, all right, more editing for me tomorrow, and then we'll do a show on Thursday. Probably some more editing on Thursday because I got to get this done. More credits, and we will go from there. And all right, I will leave you. I'm going to go get some food. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Let's see. Why don't we do? I think I've had. Let's do Dennis tonight. Let's do Agent Walker. Agent Walker. So, okay, good night. And I will see you all later.
Introducing Agent Charles Walker from the Federal Enforcement Division, or Fed.
Misinformation is getting to be a very serious problem. It really interferes with what we are trying to do.
And what are you trying to do?
Excellent question. I'm afraid that's classified. You don't have the clearance.
Agent Walker is always a team player and appreciates the efforts of his colleagues.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
Agent Walker is a master interrogator and would never take things out of context to influence an interview.
My cousin Mindy is the bomb. I'm just seeing a lot of incendiary and violent language here. Somebody could see a call to action in these words.
A call to action for what?
Well, you tell us. They're your words. You wrote them.
Agent Walker, a calm, patient presence in the fight against misinformation.
These people can't even do stuff that's actually good enough for government.